Hello, and we're back on the river. It's Monday. I know I said I wasn't going to fish this week, but I have got a few hours I can squeeze in today. I did fish last night at Cundle, but I couldn't. I paid to do an eye and it absolutely chucks it down, and there's that many willow leaves going down. I was having to redo rod every 20 minutes, and the rain never looked like stopping. Bank was getting sketchy, so 7:30, I decided to leave it because it just wasn't enjoyable, basically. I'm not that desperate to catch fish these days. I'm sure if I'd stayed on, I'd have got a few because conditions weren't too bad. But yeah, didn't want to fall in the river. And every time I came out from under the brolly, I was getting soaked. So I cut it short and come here this morning for a few hours. Fishing a swim I fished a few weeks ago. I didn't put it on YouTube because the footage wasn't very good, but I did have a nice fish out of this swim, about 7 or 8 pound. So first time been back in it. Got a bit of drop of some hemp in. And probably put about 30, 40 boilies out, leave it an hour and put a rod out of it top and see how we do. Right, so I'll get on with bait dropper. Just gonna add a few crushed boilies in as well. I think crushed boilies help, so I do get the smaller fish interested. And I think that draws a bigger fish in. I'm gonna put about 4 droppers in, I think. It's a lot of particles with hemp, It's only small grains, so it's enough to keep fish feeding for a while. Notice on dropper I've got a bit of 60-pound mono above it. Reason for that is pike like to grab hold of them when you're retrieving them. So it's just to stop any pike biting them off, basically. Need a few boilies over the top. The reason I put hemp in dropper is you try and catapult it out, it just ends up out, it all drops at different rates and spreads and ends up everywhere. You can just concentrate a bit more with dropper, well, a lot more. Boilies, it's not a deep peg, so I'm pretty confident throwing these out, we're going to settle roughly where I want them to. And imagine this river will rise pretty quick today. I'm surprised how low it was actually. I thought it'd be up more. The amount of rain we had yesterday. But obviously I haven't reached down here yet. Right, that'll do for baiting up. Get set up and 9:30 now. Probably put rod out about 10:15. Fish till probably 12:30, so yeah, that'll be it till hopefully have a fish on bank at some point. Well, got our first fish. It's not a barbel. I think I missed the filming on the GoPro, unfortunately. Big fat chub. Good 5. Them for a fat chub. Yeah, so 15 minutes and we've got him. Good 5 pound him. Probably 5.5 pound. Get some more bait in and get it back out. See if we can get a barbel. Well, it didn't take long to get that chub. Put another dropper of hemp in and a few bollies over the top. Thought it was a chub straight away. Bite. Could have been a couple of chub there because I had some rattles on rod tip about a minute before that bite. Fishing a boilie wrapped in paste, quite a big bait actually. And yeah, bite came and it was just like, I left it sort of 10 seconds to make sure it was on, and sure enough it was on. Picked it up and it did the chub trick of swimming straight into the edge and trying to get into the sort of roots and reeds in the edge, but I managed to keep it out and yeah, nice big fat chub. So another little chub rattle there. There we go. Is it gonna go? Just be patient with them sort of bites, don't be too quick on the rod. It's a paste wrap boilie, so it's what fish has probably done there is got a bit of paste off, so there's every chance it'll come back in 30 seconds, a minute. Yeah, there we go. That's on. Right, it's off. That felt a really big chub. Ah, that felt a very big chub. Well, second cast, hooked another chub and it felt a really good chub. I think it could have been over £6, but you never know. But it did feel a big fish. I mean, one of those things with air rigging for chub, you know, they're a bit more finicky than barbel. As you saw that first one, that was so lightly hooked, and yeah, it did feel a good fish that second one though. So I'm a bit upset about that. Could have been a £6-7, but we'll never know. Of course, it could have just been another £5 that was pulling a bit harder, but it felt heavy. So yeah, a bit upset about that, but see what happens. Plenty of time left. Got something here, but I'm not sure if it's a barbel or a big chub. I don't think it's a barb. It's just another good chub, I think. I did take line up bait runner, which sort of threw me. Or is it a small bat? No, it's a chub. Another good chub. Not as big as the first one, but got another good chub. Don't think it's quite as big as first, but probably another one that's pushing £5. Certainly a good 4. Yeah, I think it's more. It's probably a big 4, this one. I might have had a barbel by now because there's a nice bit of colour in. Yeah, another nice sized chub. Probably £4.5 this one. Get him slip back. Bit of of a tail missing. I guess might have had a run in with an otter at some point. Nice bit of chlorine river now, so I think there'll be one or two barbel coming up soon. I was going to sort of pack up around now, but due to the conditions, I'm tempted to give it another couple of hours. I was going to go to the gym, but I might skip going to the gym today and have a couple more hours here while conditions are good. Got a feeling a barbel will turn up at some point, or possibly a monster chub, so. There we go, another good fish on. This could be a big chub. Unfortunately, I'm having to fight it from under brolly because it's been one of them sort of days where it's definitely a chub because it's doing chub trick of trying to get right in edge. Feels a big fish, this one. Yeah, it looks. Another good chub. There we go. Going wild in net. Let's get him out and get him unhooked. Well, it's another great big chub. Oh, not as big as first, probably similar size to second, you know, good 4 pound fish. Look out. There we go. No, maybe not. There we go. Yeah. Another nice chub. We're at Barbel though. Let's talk you through rig. I mean, most of you that watch my videos will know what rig it is. Pace wrap boilie, size 10 Guru Super MWG hook, 12 pound Drennan gravel brown braid. You can see it's probably about a 3 foot hook link. Got a 3 ounce lead on. If I was coming now, I'd probably put a 4 on, but I didn't. I'm going to leave it on because I'm getting away with it. But if I was just turning up now, I'd probably put a 4 ounce on. And yeah, got a ring swivel bead, stopper bead, and an arrow bead there. And above that, we have a line stop. Reason for line stop is it helps stop a lot of willow leaves getting right down towards the hook link. What we do, we catch your line and the current pushes them down. Idea of that stop is that it stops them above your hook link, so if they do fall off your line, they float off above your hook link. And yeah, PVA bag nicked on. Real big floods, I don't tend to use PVA bags, so I think your feed just gets washed miles away. In matter of, you know, I think as soon as PVA bag comes off, it's just getting washed away. So, but in floods like this, I still do use them. Yes, barbel at last. Don't feel a bad one. He's a monster, but he's not one of these little tiny 2 or 3 pounders, I don't think. Yeah, it's a nice one. Oh, slipping down bank. Yeah, that's a nice fish, that. Happy with that. Well, bigger than I thought actually. This could be, I don't know if it's a 10 pounder, but it won't be far off. I'll give him away in a minute. It's probably a big 9. Get him on hooks. Have a quick look at him and we'll give him a resting net and get him weighed. Fighting. Yeah, I think it's just a good 9 pounder this. Let me hold it up, can I have a look at it? Go on, calm down. There we go. Quite a nice fish that. Have a quick weigh because I'm curious. I think it's about £9, 4, 5, somewhere around there. I had a feeling a barbel had come along at some point this afternoon. It just looked too good for one not to. That's them zeroed. We'll get her out and see if she'll settle down and get into waistling okay. Yeah, a bit of weight to her. Yeah, your snout wants to be in there, like that. Yeah, I won't far out. £9 8 ounce. So yeah, £9 8 ounces. Not quite a double I'm after off this stretch, but can't complain at that. Let's have a quick look before we slip her back. Feisty one. There we go. Nice barbel. Let's get him back. Back. Well, that's it for today. Have a pack up. Fished about 2.5 hours longer than I was going to, but yeah, I thought there was a chance for a decent barbel, and sure enough, one came along. Hoping for another one, but not that easy this stretch, you know. There's certainly some very good fish here, though. Bit, you know, bit gutted that I lost that second chub, 'cause I feel that was something a bit special. Of course, you never know, you know. It could have just been a good 4 or 5 pounder that felt bigger, but there seems to be a lot of weight there. It's certainly a chub, not a barbel, so. And I know this stretch has done 7 pounders in past, so that's. I mean, it might have just been a good 6, you never know. But yeah, it's one of those losses where it sort of plays on your mind a bit. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll be back out at weekend. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing really. Depends on river conditions. If I feel like this, I'll be out barbelling. If I low, might go out, do a bit of stick float fishing and a bit of piking. Take pike rod and fish stick float at the same time. Let's see what happens. Thank you.